So guys, this is Thursday, March 23rd, and as you may have noticed, there are a couple folks that are usually on here that aren't on here today, and that's because Thursdays we now have two separate Zooms within the Davenport agency. One is the one that we're on right now. That's everybody who is on board who has not yet achieved the status of a field director. Okay, everyone who is a field director and up, which would also include market directors and regional directors, they are on a separate Zoom hearing from a separate person. So guys, the question would be probably for a lot of you is, well, how do I become a field director? What does that look like? Okay, and so guys, we're going to take a look and we're going to unwrap the mystery of the career track here over the next 15 minutes or so. Okay, so guys, understand the career track is simply a written out, duplicatable model to help you move from entry level to level 2 to level 3 to level 4 to, as they say, kind of move up the ladder, okay, within the organization. So does anybody know what the levels are?
Yeah, I mean the field director, market director, regional director, and agency owner.
You got it. Yep. So it starts with agency builder and then field director, market, regional director, and agency owner candidate, and then agency owner. So right there. So thanks for sharing that. Guys, let's start off with reading how to read the career track report. Okay. And guys, understand, you see this big check mark over here? This tells you that, hey, going up the career track is one option. Okay. I want you to hear me right. The other option is to be a career sales professional. And there ain't no shame to that game either, guys. If you just want to go out and just do your own thing and kind of be a salesperson, be an agent, that is totally fine. A lot of people, though, find that it's more fun to work with other people. It's more impactful to share what we do, to pay it forward and teach other people to do what we do. Because, hey, if I teach one other person to do what I do, now we can protect twice as many families. If I teach 5 other people to do it, now we can protect 6 times as many families, right? If I teach 10 people, now we can protect 11 times as many families. So it just makes sense. It's for the greater good. So I would encourage everybody on here to build. Let's build. Let's start. I mean, let me ask you guys, did you come here, and please, anybody respond, but did you come here to sell insurance, B2B, or did you come here to build a business?
Build a business.
Yeah. And guys, businesses have people, right? Most businesses have more than one person in it, right? At least the ones that we're calling on out there, right? So you want to have people. And guys, having people, you can find them 2 different ways. You can kind of find them like a goldfish. You guys know what goldfish eat? Goldfish eat whatever you sprinkle in the bowl, right? So that would be like sitting around and waiting for your manager or your trainer to find someone and put them on your team. Never know what you're going to get, like a box of chocolates. The other way would be just to talk to people. Talk to cool people. Talk to people that you know, that you love, because working, I mean, guys, we spend most of our time with the people that we work with. So why not work with people that we love and want to be around? It just makes sense. So guys, let's look over the career track, and I want to help you understand a couple things this morning. So first off, how to read it. So the report focuses on the agency builder track with the regional, market, and field director levels representing the first 3 sections. Okay. The 4th section, agency builder, is intended as a temporary holding section until an agent qualifies for one of the director levels. Okay. Each section on the career track report shows the most recent qualifying data for the current quarter on the right half of the report, and the final qualifying data for the previous quarter on the left side of the report. Okay. And you can look at the 2023 incentive book for complete details for that too. It's available to all of us. That is on FHL Connect, if you'd like to find that. So the regional and market director sections of the report are read as follows. Okay, so we're starting at the top and kind of working down, but follow along with me. Since promotions and demotions are determined at the end of a quarter based on 2 consecutive quarters of performance at this level, all agency builders listed in the regional and market director sections would have earned their career track level at least one of the 2 previous quarters, okay, to prior to the current quarter. Okay, so that means it is right now. This is the first week of Q2. If somebody's a market director, it means they must have qualified at least in Q1 or Q4, if not both. Okay, if they didn't qualify for either ones, then they would be demoted back to field director. Okay, so the color coding. The color coding on the left half of the report uses the level indicator to highlight the qualification level attained by the agency builder during the prior quarter. If the level indicator is lower than the section they're reported in, the agency builder must meet their requirements in the current quarter to retain their title. For example, if regional director is shown with a color other than light green, which is the regional director on the level indicator, on the left section of the report indicates they do not qualify as a regional director in the prior quarter, then if they do not qualify as a regional director in the current quarter, they would be demoted. So again, it takes 2 quarters to be promoted, 2 quarters achieving it, and it takes two consecutive quarters below the mark to lose that level. So these do need to be maintained. Okay, the color coding on the right half of the report uses the level indicator to highlight the qualification level attained by the agency builders as of the most recent week. The right half of the report will highlight attainment of field, market, and regional director levels. The field director level, guys, this is what we're going to focus on here, okay? And the field director section of the report is read as follows. The color coding on the left half of the report uses the level indicator to highlight the qualification level attained by the agency builder during the prior quarter. Anybody who's growing is considered an agency builder, okay? If the highlighting indicates regional or market director, it means the agency builder attained that level in the prior quarter, and it represents the first quarter of 2 required for the promotion. I'm going to show you guys this here in a second to illustrate. I just want to make sure you understand before we get in that. The color coding on the right half of the report uses the level indicator to highlight the qualification level attained by the agency builder as of the most recent week. An agency builder will move from the agency builder section of the report to the field director section in the week they attain the field director qualifications. Okay, so the agency builder section of the report. This section of the report is essentially a holding area as agency builders work their way up the career track but haven't yet achieved the qualifications necessary to be promoted to field director or above. The same highlighting approach is used as already described for market and regional directors. As soon as an agency builder attains the field director qualifications, they will be moved up to the field director section of the report. So agency owner candidate, guys, this is somebody, these are the qualifiers, okay, is $1.5 million of net premium, 600 submits, 36 team recruits, and have at least 1 market director. That is throughout the year, okay, the fiscal year. To be considered as an agency owner candidate, you must accomplish all sales, submits, and team recruit qualifications in 4 consecutive quarters, as well as have at least 1 market director. To be promoted from agency owner candidate to agency owner, you must meet the criteria of your current agency owner and the home office. Okay, so that's an interview that takes place. Currently, we have nobody right now in March of 2023 who is an agency owner candidate. Those will start popping up in the 4th quarter. You'll see some of those, if at all. To achieve regional director, the level right before agency owner, the qualifiers are 2 consecutive quarters of $250,000 in premium, 100 submitting agents. And guys, everybody understands when you submit business this week, you count as 1 submit. So in a 13-week quarter, how many submit weeks can you personally count for?
13.
13, that's right. If you submit business every week, that's 13 taken care of right there, okay? And then you have to have 3 or more recruits, okay, that you personally sourced. So, definitions: you become eligible for promotion to regional director after accomplishing all regional director qualifications for sales, submits, and regional and direct recruits for 2 consecutive quarters, and having a business review and interview with your agency owner who must approve your promotion. Promotions and demotions occur at the end of the quarter. Demotions occur after not accomplishing the requirements of your position for 2 consecutive quarters. So guys, here is a list. And like it says up here, there are 22 regional directors in the company right now. There are 26 market directors, and then there are 137 field directors. And then there's additional 112 people who are in that holding area of agency builder that haven't quite hit field director yet. And we're going to talk in a second about what it takes to qualify as a field director. So these are our 22 regional directors right here. As you can see, it shows over here. Yep, there's some people that are in orange. If they're in orange, which is the color for market director, that means that old Francisco here, unless he achieved his 3rd recruit, he will be demoted to a market director because he has enough to qualify for market, but not enough. He doesn't have the 3rd recruit, right, to qualify for regional. Does that make sense, guys? Give me a thumbs up or a nod if you're following me.
Yep, sure does.
You know, Brad Phillips, we all know Brad, who works with Kyle. Okay. Brad, it was in green in Q4. He qualified with over $500,000 in premium, only needed $250,000, got $500,000, 178 submits, only needed 100, and 4 personal recruits. Okay. Well, as of going into week 13, what was Brad lacking in to qualify for regional director?
NAP.
Recruits.
Recruits.
Yeah, recruits. So he had more than enough. He needed $250,000 NAP. He had 612,000. Blew that away. Needed 100 submits at 179. Blew that away. But just 2 recruits. He needed 1 more recruit. My guess is he probably got that last recruit last week. We'll find out sometime this week. But my guess is Brad probably pulled that off. It looks like there's a few other folks down here that were 4 people down here towards the bottom. Jeremiah Tatum. What was Jeremiah short in going into last week?
Recruits.
Yeah, recruits. He needed 1 more recruit. He had 2, right? How about Vince Thornton? What's Vince short on?
Recruits.
Nope. Vince got 4 recruits. He's all good.
Nap.
No, Vince has got $250,000 in premium. He's good on NAP.
Wait, hold on. Let's see.
Submit.
Thank you. It's the only other option, right? Submits, guys. You need 100 submits in the quarter. He's got 92. So as long as Vince had 8 submitting agents last week, he will have qualified and for regional. Okay. Angie Tuma, where was she shy?
There's a couple. There's the NAP and the submits.
Yep. She's about 65,000 short on NAP and 15 submits shy right now. She got plenty of recruits with 6. Yeah. And then Dustin Holdhouse, he's kind of short all across the board on everything. He's about about 100,000 shy. He's only about halfway on his submits and he's 1 short on his recruit. So that was kind of his mulligan. And fortunately, he qualified last quarter. So hopefully he does it this quarter. Now, moving on up, guys, to market director. The qualifiers for market are pretty much half of what it is for regional. Okay, it's 125,000 net premium. Okay, and guys, think about this. What should an agent that's averaging, if you're just averaging $4,000 a week, not even a green out over 13 weeks, guys, that's 52,000 in sales, right?
Yes.
So you plus 2 other people producing at that level, you can get your premium. Now, not everybody produces at $4,000 average, so you might need more than just 2 people on your team. But just so you know, it's not crazy out. It's just you and a couple people kicking some butt. But it's 125K in the quarter, and that includes your personal sales too. Okay, 50 submitting agents. So guys, with 13 being the most age that a person can submit in the quarter, how many minimum people would you have to get 50 submits?
4.
4. Yeah, good. 4. That's right, because 4 times 13 is 52, right? If you only had 3, 3 times 13 is just 39, you'd be short. So you got to have at least you and a minimum of 3 other people to do it. And you'd have to submit business every single week, all of you, with the exception of 2 weeks. Two people could miss a week, or one person could miss 2 weeks. But and then you have to have 2 personal recruits. Okay, guys, that's been the Achilles heel for a lot of people. Is they got team members, they got sales going, they got submits, but they're just forgetting to do the recruiting activity consistently. And guys, I would submit at the end of your demo, there's a page on there that's got the recruiting conversation to have with people. Don't skip it. Don't ever skip it. You would never skip the close, right? To save time, right? Because if you skip the close, you're not going to make a sale. What happens when you make a sale? You make like $200 or $300, right? Guys, when you get a good recruit can be worth 50 grand to you. Could be worth 100 grand to you. So yeah, let's not step over $100 bills to pick up nickels. Let's be sure that we're doing the recruiting activity. But guys, right now in our organization, we have one market director, Miss Casey Fine. Okay, so to become eligible for promotion for market director after accomplishing all market director qualifications for sales, submits, and directs for 2 consecutive quarters, and having a business review and interview with your agency owner who must approve your promotion. Promotions and demotions are at the end of the quarter. Demotions occur after not accomplishing it for 2 consecutive quarters. So back in Q4, Casey's group sold 390,000, had 142 submits. She needed 50, so almost tripled that. And she got her second recruit, and that's where she became a market director, because she had hit those numbers in Q3 as well. So here in Q1, so in Q3 and 4, she qualified for market. In Q1 this year, she was gunning for, what do you think?
Regional.
Yeah, regional. Next level up. She was gunning for regional. Thanks, guys. So what do you need for regional? 250K, right? Well, she got 265. You need 100 submits. You got 132. And going into the final week, she had one recruit. It was a little bit of a dry first 12 weeks on the recruiting front. But guess what?
Got it.
She was aware of that and she was tracking it. So guess what? She made darn sure she went out and personally worked with Chip and trained him to standard. Chip actually earned the beast mode bonus, selling over 2,500. And we also made sure that Marcus Lyons came out of Sales Academy, got some great training from our man Jason, and Marcus even went out and produced on Sunday. So in the 11th hour, those were the last two recruits that Casey needed to get her 3, which ended up happening. So she ended up with 3 recruits, and I believe either 8 or 9 team recruits. So guys, that would not have happened though had she not tracked it and not been very aware with where she was and what needed to happen. Marcus, you're on here. Were you in touch? Were we communicating with you on Sunday? I think Marcus is on here. Maybe not. Marcus might already be selling. So guys, that is a market director. Now let's get to the part where everybody on this call should be. If you want to build your business, every one of you should be at field director by the end of this quarter. Okay. Can somebody tell me what it takes to qualify for a field director?
14 submits and train somebody to standard.
Yeah, guys, it takes 14 submits. Why do you think the 14 submits is an important number there? What's the significance of 14?
Because you're going to need a recruit.
Yeah, there's 13 weeks in a quarter, right? If you personally submit every single week, that's 13. You can't hit 14 without having a team member, right?
Hey,
so you gotta
I got a quick question on the recruit.
Sure.
Is that a recruit basically hired before the end of the quarter, or do they have to be hired and start before the end of the quarter?
Yeah, for a person just to be counted on the career track as a recruit, they need to have submitted business. Just because a person verbally says, "Hey, I'm coming to work with you," they're not a recruit. Because guys, as you'll find out, not everybody that commits to coming to work with you comes to work with you. You ever known anyone that changed their mind before?
Yeah.
Yeah, happens all the time. So yeah, for a person to be accounted as a recruit, they need to go to submit a piece of business. Most of the time, they would attend sales academy before submitting that piece of business. That's not required, but they do have to submit business to be a recruit. So yes, guys, 14 submits. So let me ask you guys right now, if you have a person on your team, okay, I'm going to use Damien as an example right here. Damien, you have a team member. You personally recruited your brother, Brandon. So there's 2 of you on your team right now, correct?
Yes.
How soon could you achieve the field director here in Q2?
7 weeks.
That's exactly right. Ding, 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 ding. Everybody get that? 7 weeks. Yeah. Why? Because if Brandon and Damien both submit business in week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, that's his 14 submits. And as long as somewhere in those 7 weeks, Damien trains someone to standard. Can anybody tell me what training to standard means?
2,500 in the first week.
2,500 in their first week, guys. That's exactly right. So, and guys, let me share this with you. We have a beast mode bonus, right? The beast mode bonus is set up the way it is for people to come out of Sales Academy and go to work immediately and have an extra, it's a $250 kind of carrot out there. And if you go out and make that 2,500 in premium happen, and we have a 20 hours and 15 demos attached to that too, because we know that controllable activity will lead to the sales. But that is, that's there to help people earn that bonus. And also their week of Sales Academy, they're already at least 25% of the way to their quick start bonus of $1,000. But it also it makes you, the trainer, have a person trained to standard. So it's working on a lot of different levels. Guys, if a person does not hit 2,500, but they do submit a piece of business the week of Sales Academy, let's say that they sell 3 apps, but it only adds up to 2,350. Okay. Then you still have the entire next full week to train them to standard, to get them to 2,500 or more in that first full week. Does everybody understand what I just said?
Yes.
Okay. If you can get it done in that little short, half day Thursday and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, if you can get it done there, great, you get credit for it. But if you fall short, if the rookie falls short at 2,500, you get the next full week to still train them to standard. So guys, that's a very, very coveted spot in our business. So in our organization right now, we have 6 field directors: Zach Tolbert, Renee Vaught, Maria Klusenik, Josiah Carr, Jeremiah Cook, and Jason Miller. Okay, looking at this, so on the left side is Q. Let's see if I can, so you can kind of look down here at the bottom. On the left side of this is Q1 numbers. On the right side of this is Q4 numbers. Looking at this here, so train to standard is what you have to do in 14 submits. Who of our current current field directors is in jeopardy of losing field director status?
Jeremiah.
That's exactly right. Why is that?
Train to standard.
Correct, guys. See this column again. It's kind of hard to see right here. Let me make it a little bit smaller so you can kind of see everything. But you see that train to standard column right here? That's this column. Everybody in here has at least one. Zach Tolbert's got 4. Go Zach. But Jeremiah did not have one. So if he had one last week, maintains field director. If not, then he would temporarily lose field director status and be considered an agency builder until he achieves 14 submits and one trained to standard here in this quarter. So guys, does that help you understand a little bit better how to move up the career track?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
And then guys, down here in agency builder, I mean, there's below that, there's a lot of field directors, and then there's a truckload of people who are agency builders. Again, that's kind of the holding area. And that's when your numbers are starting to get big enough in some of the categories, but they're just not quite there in all categories. Like Rob McLean has 135 team sales, 35 submits. So certainly more than the 14 required, just doesn't have a person trained to standard. And so that hasn't happened yet. So guys, so what is it with this knowledge though, guys? Talk to me real quick. The gears should be turning in your head. What is it making you think that you might want to do, either start doing or continue doing to build your business?
Get recruit.
Yeah, guys, that's the bottom line is recruit, right? Is talk to people every single day about what you do. Don't worry right now about being super polished. You won't be. That's okay. You weren't super polished on your first day of sales either, but you still went out and did your demos, right? So don't worry about what people think. Just go out and talk to them and write out, do your recruiting story. If you haven't done that yet, make a physical note and also an alarm in your phone for tonight at 8 p.m. or whenever you're done with work and you're not family time, and where you can sit down for 30 minutes, type out your recruiting story and start practicing that. And make your personal recruiting story something that you share every single time you give a demo. And you let people know, hey, we're expanding, we're growing. We have a massive need for our product. Only 5% of Americans own supplemental insurance. 5%. There are so many people out there that need what we do. We're looking for one, maybe two sharp people who are hardworking and can read upside down on an iPad. Who do you know who might be open-minded to checking this out? And guys, have a list of things that you're looking for. Who's the best salesperson you know? Who's who sold you your car? Guys, just have a list and start collecting these. And guys, create your own list. We call it a chicken list. That's a list of your top 5 to 10 people that they're in your cell phone. You have them in here, and you know that they would do well at this. But maybe you've just been a little apprehensive to call them. Put the list together, guys. I will call them with you. I'll introduce myself. I'll have a massive buying atmosphere. Don't know if this is for you or not, but let me just tell you, you ought to at least take a look at this, because Damon is actually killing it over here, and we wouldn't be doing you a service if we didn't at least let you know what was going on. So, guys, I hope that was helpful today. Before we wrap up, I do want to reiterate that we do have a killer beach incentive going on, and I want to encourage everybody. Am I sharing my screen right now?
No.
I'm not.
No.
Hold on. Let me share my screen again. Duh. So we've got a really killer incentive going on for a beach trip to Wrightsville Beach this summer. It's July 20th through 23rd. It is going to be incredible, guys. We're getting the whole gang together, and we're going down to the beach. So trip for one. And guys, I love Wrightsville Beach. It's the beach that I grew up on. It's the one that I went to in college at UNC Wilmington, and it is the jam. It's an island. So there's 2 drawbridges that go over the island, and there's so much cool stuff to do. And the condos that we have rented out are literally right in the middle of the action in Wrightsville Beach, with all the shops, all the bars, the restaurants, everything is all right there. When you park your car, unless you want to go to downtown Wilmington, you don't have to get back into it until you leave. It's pretty cool. So you got shops, boutiques, open air villages, you got surfing competitions to watch. If you're into that, it's going to be, Frisbee on the beach. I mean, there's so much cool stuff to do. I'll bring the one wheels down and we'll ride on those. But guys, the trip for one, $45,000 in the quarter, or 3 direct recruits gets the trip for one person. Okay. You want to bring a second person, trip for two, just sell $10,000 more or recruit one more person or both, but 55,000 net premium in the quarter, four direct recruits. And then if you want to earn an extra night on the front end, which if you're going to go all the way to the beach, why not stay an extra night for free? Or you could take a third guest. Okay. A third person, that would be a second guest, but that'd be 65,000 or 5 recruits. So pretty straightforward, 45, 55, 65. And 3, 4, and 5 on the recruit side. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be off the chain. You guys will not want to miss that. This is the first time we've ever done a Q2 incentive trip. And so I'm excited about it. Jeremiah, you excited? Josiah, you excited?
I'm stoked. Everybody gets to come see the little beach town that we get to call home. So I expect everybody to be there and enjoy Wrightsville Beach.
Right on, right on. So guys, we're gonna end it right here. Thanks for being on. It's Thursday. Let's go out and have a thirst to help others and serve others, because you can't be nervous when your mind is on service. God bless, guys. Thanks for being on.
Thanks.
Thanks, man.